What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Lollipops to Die For. I'm your host, Stephanie, and this is my co-host, Simona. And today we are talking about the world's youngest serial killer. So let's get into this. Before we get into this video, I have to mention about our merch. I don't think I mentioned it last time in the previous video, but we have merch now. We have everything from t-shirts, which I am representing right here. We have t-shirts, we have mouse pads, we have pens, we have magnets, we have tote bags, we have little coffins that I hand painted with lollipops. So get your merch. Get your lollipops. Go get your lollipops. That is what you all need to do. So you need to head on over to Etsy. Go to etsy.com/lollipops to die for, and you can pick up your very own merch today, or get the bundle. It's actually better to get the bundle because it's cost effective.
And you get a piece of the lollipop.
And you get a piece of the lollipop. You get a lollipop. So when we tell y'all, get your lollipops, that's what you can go do.
So today we're going to talk about, out of curiosity for me, the world's youngest serial killer, which I was kind of shocked at the age, I have to say. So the world's youngest serial killer was a boy named Amarjeet Sada. He was an 8-year-old alleged serial killer. I say alleged because he wasn't really convicted. So he was labeled a sadist by psychologists. So Amarjeet Sada was an enigmatic figure, shrouded in darkness and mystery, and emerged from a quaint village of Mushahar in Bihar, India. It's a very humble place. It's a very poor, full of poverty. People struggle there, so it's not a very rich area. And at the tender age of 7, as a fate would have it, this little boy gets a new baby girl sister. And basically that ruins his whole life, apparently. So the story of this child will surely leave you completely amazed and shocked, to say the least.
Wow. So Amarjeet, a young soul marked by solitude, found solace in peculiar activities. Climbing trees and exploring the local terrain became his refuge, a retreat from the monotony of life. Little did his poverty-stricken parents know that their hopes for a brighter future would be tainted by their own offspring. Instead of radiating love and spreading joy, Amarjeet became the harbinger of darkness, extinguishing the very light he was meant to embody. But was he?
I don't know. So what was the catalyst of his transformation into becoming a serial killer? Was ironically a visit from his aunt, she had to go to a new city, and she had a little girl, an innocent newborn, and she decided to leave her little baby in the care of Amarjeet's mother. So, of course, the Amarjeet mother, because she was so poor, she decided, okay, I'm going to go to the local market and get some food to feed all these kids and my family, So the responsibility of tending to the little baby fell onto Amarjeet, and also of his little sister. And it became a huge burden for this particular 8-year-old with a twisted destiny.
Wow. The accounts of his malevolence began to unfold. Pinching and slapping the helpless baby, he found amusement in her cries. However, his sinister inclinations pushed him further, escalating his actions. He tightened his grip around the baby's throat, extinguishing her breath and in turn causing her to cry even more, gasping for air. The lifeless body was concealed beneath the grass as Amarjeet nonchalantly returned home.
This little boy got twisted.
Yeah, he's too twisted.
I know. So the shock enveloped his mother with the truth when the truth surfaced, and it revealed what he had done and what he had committed. Despite the gravity of his actions, the father basically only resulted to punishment, physical punishment. So basically beat the crap out of him. The authorities were not involved. Nobody was called. Nobody was let know. And also they had to mislead the aunt also on the whole baby mystery and the baby death. And this started the cycle of tragedy that persisted as Amarjeet's next victim became his 8-month-old sister, suffocated in darkness while she was sleeping.
Wow. Disturbingly, some family members were aware of his atrocities that unfolded within the confines of their household, yet these acts were labeled as family matters, so they kept it very hidden. Silence prevailed, allowing the horrors to persist. It was not until 2007 that the outside world glimpsed the true nature of Amarjeet's depravity. His alleged final victim, a 6-month-old baby girl named Khushbu, disappeared without a trace from a local primary school.
Imagine, 6 months. So the distraught mother and neighbor decided to alert the police and reporting her child missing. Hours later, Amarjeet, with a cold demeanor, admitted to the heinous act and strangling the innocent child and striking her with a brick. In a horrific demonstration of his twisted psyche, he literally guided the police and the local authorities towards where the body was buried. At this point, the wheels of justice started turning, finally, capturing the child who had grown to be a representation of supposed evil in that village.
So, in the custody of authorities, Amarjeet's face bore a haunting smile, a mask shielding the depths of disturbed mind. Speech eluded him, leaving the investigators to grapple with the enigma before them. A psychiatrist faced with unraveling the complexities of his twisted psyche labeled Amarjeet as a sadist who derives pleasure from inflicting injuries. No shit. A chilling revelation of his dark desires.
Well, the interesting part is, in all this, you would think he will go to jail, even though he was a young boy. But he was spared prison, weirdly enough, and he was 8 years old. He was spared prison due to the Indian judicial system and of treating the young criminals. So basically, they sent him to the loony bin, and or a children's home, how they called it there, where he would remain there until the age of 18.
Wow.
And basically, his fragile mind may have conduct disorders, according to the psychiatric evaluation. So basically, his whole psyche, being a psychopath, was labeled as conduct disorders. And basically, at the age of 16, previously to that, he was eventually allowed back into society under a new name. And we still don't know where his whereabouts currently are. So basically...
That's scary.
Well,
that's scary.
Most likely...
He can travel all over the world. We don't know where he's at today.
Well, we don't know. First of all, he's the youngest psychopathic killer. But weirdly enough, while doing research for this, I was very curious which ones were the youngest in the world. But there are countless cases. He's the youngest that actually was somehow sent to the loony bin, or kind of like went through the judicial system. But we even had one in the United States, because I was actually curious of it. And I'm going to mention her because she is one of the most known in the United States. And the reason why is because, first of all, she was a really very baby-faced, beautiful little girl. And her name was Beth Thomas. She was, I think, 9. He was 8. But she's the only psychopathic kid that has not gone to prison or gone through the system. So apparently rehabbed. She's actually, what shocked me the most through the research was that this little boy, we can't find where he's now.
Oh, he's grown up now.
Right. But this little girl named Beth Thomas, she's actually now in her mid-40s to 50s. She
Yeah.
is a nurse.
Ah.
So apparently through rehab and going through all sorts of stages of psychological help, she became a nurse.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want her taking care of me.
No. But
notice how though all his victims were infants?
right.
Yeah, because
So
he couldn't handle he couldn't handle trying to kill an adult. Although that is known and that has happened.
right.
And you hear about it all the time where the children turn around and shoot their parents. Even
Right.
at a very young age of this.
Right.
be
8
fair.
years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Younger.
Well, the interesting part is because
And it's not an accident, it's on purpose.
right.
Here in the States.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting part with this one particularly is that it makes you think of this. If he was 8 and he killed this many little kids,
Exactly.
therefore he was planning to do way worse along the way.
And who's to say he's not going to start again?
Most likely he did because he wasn't in any way rehabbed. He had conduct behaviors labeled by psychologists and psychiatrists. So in the end, it's not like they helped him figure out, oh, why do you have these tendencies? Most likely because he was a psychopath that would have never been rehab. I'm sorry to say. I don't believe that. And that's why I wanted to bring it up, because a lot of people think that just like this little girl, Beth Thomas, they can be rehabbed and put into the world. I don't believe that.
Don't believe it either.
So,
alrighty, guys. Until the next time, always remember, truth is always scarier.
way scarier. Bye.